The wood-paneled courtroom was filled with a palpable tension, the kind that settles when a high-profile trial unfolds. Prosecutor Ethan Caldwell stood confidently at the podium, his sharp suit and polished demeanor embodying the perfect image of authority. Across from him sat the defendant, Malcolm Graves, a poised young black man in his late 20s, wearing a tailored Navy suit that matched his calm resolve. From the moment Malcolm entered the courtroom, whispers swirled. Few knew his background. The son of the state's attorney general, Jackson Graves, and a graduate of Yale Law School who had recently completed a prestigious clerkship at the Supreme Court. He was no ordinary defendant. He was well-versed in the law, having been trained by some of the country's finest legal minds. But today, Malcolm was not here as an attorney. He was accused of embezzlement, charged with misappropriating funds from a nonprofit where he volunteered. The allegations came as a shock, but more surprising was the prosecutor's outright dismissiveness. Ethan Caldwell sneered during his opening statements. "We have clear evidence, ladies and gentlemen," he said, eyes flicking to Malcolm, "yet the defendant expects us to believe he's innocent, despite the mountain of proof." Malcolm did not flinch. Instead, he watched carefully, absorbing every word. The trial's early days were a one-sided spectacle, with the prosecution painting Malcolm as a privileged young man abusing trust. Witnesses were paraded who spoke vaguely of missing funds and suspicious transfers, but no direct evidence linked Malcolm to the crime. When it was time for Malcolm's defense, something shifted. Malcolm rose calmly, smoothing the cuff of his jacket. "Your Honor," he began, "with all due respect to the prosecution's narrative, the facts tell a different story." The courtroom listened closely as he methodically laid out the timeline, citing financial reports, emails, and testimony from board members. He revealed his own forensic accounting analysis, showing that the missing funds were due to clerical errors by the nonprofit's accountant, who had a history of mishandling accounts. As Malcolm spoke, the prosecutor's sneer faded, replaced by a flicker of uncertainty. Then came the turning point. Malcolm presented text messages between the accuser and a disgruntled employee who had motive to frame him. He cross-examined witnesses with precision, dismantling their credibility one by one. His arguments were not just confident, they were legally impeccable. "Mr. Caldwell," the judge interjected, "are you prepared to challenge these new facts?" The prosecutor struggled for a response. Malcolm's closing statement was a masterclass in courtroom rhetoric. "I stand here not just to clear my name, but to uphold the integrity of our justice system. Innocent until proven guilty is more than a phrase. It is the foundation of fairness. Let us not let assumptions cloud our judgment." The jury deliberated for less than 2 hours before returning a verdict of not guilty. Outside the courthouse, cameras flashed as Malcolm emerged, flanked by his father and legal team. Jackson Graves smiled proudly. Today, justice was served, not just because of privilege, but because of truth and preparation. Malcolm, humbled despite the spotlight, said, "It's a reminder that no matter where you come from, you must know your rights, stand firm, and never let doubt overshadow fact." The prosecutor's office declined to comment on the case, but within legal circles, Malcolm's performance was the talk of the town. A brilliant defense by the AG's son, who refused to be underestimated.